just realized that in 200 plus hours of driving, we can play almost all of the classical concerts. Definitely the landscape has changed. Everything's pretty flat and straight, and speed limits are 75 or 80, but visibility is excellent today. The music is great. Good traveling music. A little classical music to ride the wall here, heading into Dayton, Ohio. KOA campsite number 2 in Terre Haute, Indiana. Beautiful shaded spot in the back. There are cornfields, and this particular site I can't hear the traffic, or at least if you can, it's very quiet. RVs. Very nice, very peaceful, very pretty campsite. Terre Haute, Indiana. Heading to St. Louis. Had to pack up again in the rain, but thought I'd provide a little water music. Beethoven's Fifth. Somehow it seems a little appropriate with the volume of rain. Play something a little bit uplifting. Good morning, Wednesday, just outside of Kansas City. Sunrise at the Oak Grove KOA. And the coffee is on, ready to go. It's just a little before 6 a.m. and I'll be headed for my last single night stop in Kansas. It's Wednesday, it must be Kansas. Just thought I'd get a picture of those guys on the motorcycles. Typical town in Kansas. Some of the architecture. This is where the Oz Museum is located. There's the Emerald City Market. That's the polarizer on full. Quite a difference. Beautiful theater here. And of course the famous Oz Museum, which I'm going to go inside and take a look. And the name of the town is Wamego. Wamego is the name of the town.
It should be good. That's
and films, and to learn more about filmmaking and anybody else. I'll be with director George Cooper that comes.
The best fairy tale ever told. I had a hand that looked like a flower pot.
Glinda, the good witch from the north. It's the difference with the polarizing filter. This is right outside the Oz Village, which was a total waste of time, 20 miles out of my way. Some schoolhouse, 1898. Tricycle parked right outside the schoolhouse for the kids to get out of school. Grand's Market in Kansas just had a great salad. Interesting, people drive there and get to this market however they can. Someone drove their power mower to the market. I just had to get this picture. It's really cool. The cars are parked there and someone's got their power mower there. What kind is it? Okay. A little bit of the Great American Prairie in Kansas, headed towards Wichita. A little country music to go with it. It's 96 degrees. It's supposed to go colorful Colorado. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday morning. Skies don't look too good, but that's okay. I've got my music, and my next stop, I'll be staying for 4 days. Alamosa. A little bit of Colorado Springs, Rocky Mountains, foothills of the Rockies. Okay, we're in a mountain range in Colorado. This is a close-up of the names of the mountains. And off in the distance, are the mountains. Beautiful sky. Great day. Temperature's about 85 degrees. Nice breeze. Windmill pumping water. Same Colorado mountains. Beautiful mountain range. Good morning, Alamosa. Beautiful view of the mountains. We're at 7,500 feet here, and the mountain is elevated to about 14,000. Just beautiful scenery. Friday morning, Alamosa. Breakfast is brewing. It was one hell of a night. In fact, the mist is just starting to clear. But it was rainstorm, horrendous rainstorm. In fact, with the wind and the rain and the hail, I had to tie the tent down to the car. I thought I was going to lose the tent, but it looks like morning is going to clear up. And of course, even if it doesn't, I have my coffee ready to start the day. Also, I'll be going to a place called Zapata Falls on the way to the sand dunes, so it should make for an interesting day. Headed toward the Great Sand Dunes. It's about 9:30 in the morning.
I'd always missed with these eyes before. 'Cause I love you. Yes, I love
This is at the Great Sand Dunes Park. A couple deer.
Pass before my eyes of curiosity, just enough wind. All they are is dust in the wind. Same old song. It's just a drop of water in an endless sea. All we do crumbles to the ground, though we
The Great Sand Dunes.
As you're watching the water. Michael's where? Got a long way to go.
What's my eyes called? Callan Taylor.
The Great Sand Dunes and the Small Sand Dunes. Inside the Great Sand Dune Visitor Center. One last sweep of the Great Sand Dunes. There's variation in the shades because of the heavy rain last night.
man made a lot of stops all over the world. And pretty Polynesian baby over the sea. I remember the night when we walked in the sand of a Waikiki, and I held you oh so tight.
Hey guys, what do you think of my new hood ornament? I guess I could run a few cars off the road. I stopped at the Navajo trading post, even though there are no Navajos around here, and purchased this. I was thinking about as much of you guys as me. I could see Jeremy hanging this in his living room after I'm gone. Waiting for the sun, the great sand dunes. It's about 5:45 in the morning. Sun should be coming up and it'll cast some wonderful shadows. Maybe even a reflection on the water.
I finished crying in the instant that you left, and I can't remember where to be when I touch you like this, and I hold you like that.
I'm at the Alien Research Center just outside of Alamosa. Strange place. Everybody's got a gimmick. This happens to be a camping ground. But, of course, the theme is UFOs. And some wreckage recovered from a crashed UFO. And the UFO watchtower. So actually you can camp here in the back and you can spend your evenings up here on the watchtower checking out the skyline for UFOs. Everyone's left something behind to decorate this little alien. I decided to give them 2 purple antennae, which actually happen to be 2 earplugs. Okay, could you tell me about the vortex, please?
Yeah, since we opened in 2000, we've had over 25 psychics who have come by, and they've all said the same thing, that there's 2 large vortexes out here. They marked them for me, and this is the center of one here. It spins clockwise. Center of the other one is over here, and it spins counterclockwise. Then they overlap in the middle, and they call that the Vesica Pisces. if you're not familiar with what a vortex is, they say that it's a portal to a parallel universe or an opening, and it's just full of energy. But as you walk through the garden, you can feel the energy just everywhere from the vortexes. So I've told folks to leave something in the garden and get their energy here as well. So we've got trinkets out here from all over the world that people have left.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's kind of fun. And he said to me, he says, if you're coming to Denver, would you let me know and come speak to my class? And he said, those kids, he said, they just eat this stuff.
Oh. I also teach a weather unit, so anything that has to do with severe weather they're interested in. Anything that's abnormal, extraordinary, you know, as you might expect,
Oh, yeah.
unusual, is of interest to them. This is wonderful. Talk about your Colorado fences. Check out this fence between two buildings. It's really pretty cool. These dogs were having such a great time, I just had to get a little bit of video of it. It's like two yellow labs. This is Blue Mesa, Colorado, on my way to Ouray. Beautiful recreational park, quite a few campsites along the way. Of course, this magnificent lake, or actually it's a reservoir that goes on forever. It's really beautiful. Again, another section of Blue Mesa with music. Here's Camp Telluride in Ouray, Colorado. You can't see the mountain from here, but I saw about 10-15 trails covered with snow. Just looked beautiful, Telluride. I did get everything set up just before it rained. Actually, it was raining when I got here. I had to wait it out. So good time to download some of my photos and do a few on Photoshop. I don't know how well that microphone projects, but do a quick interview since I'm not in any of the photos and any of the other tapes. Everything is going just great. I'm eating well. Got some bratwurst on the fire, bratwurst and sauerkraut, and everything is going just great. Just what you needed to see on tape is me eating. But I've been trying to watch my diet. And in the morning I'll do granola bars and coffee and try to do yogurt for lunch. But if I've been hiking or anything like that, and I expect to be doing a lot. Have a pretty heavy nighttime meal. Anyway, looks like the sun is breaking through the clouds, so I'll sign off for tonight. It's Sunday, July 22nd, and I'll be calling you guys in a few minutes. I'm at Box Canyon Falls in Ouray, Colorado. Incredible sight. I don't have to tell you, you can just judge for yourself. I'm standing in on an overlook, looking right down on top of this tree. A little further down, beautiful waterfall. This country in Colorado is incredible. I'm going to take a few still pictures here too. And not to forget, just right above it, magnificent skyline. Talk about rock climbing. This is a paradise. Do a 270 from the Devil's Garden. Devil's Garden on Saturday, 28th. Entrance to a 6-mile hike. Still at the Devil's Garden. Trail going into one of the arches. I think it's this arch that's, I can't see it from here. It's an arch off in the distance that I could see further back. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, just me, please.
All right.
I got here too.
Okay. I'm gonna zoom it in.
Okay, this is another arch, tunnel arch. Still at the Arches National Park. And there it is, the tunnel arch. Another arch off in the distance. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. Hold the camera as steady as possible. Right now it's about 8:30 in the morning. Temperature's about 78. Humidity, I would guess around 20%. Just hiking along the Arches Trail. To another arch. I'm feeling the altitude a little bit, not too much though. The climb and Telluride help me condition a little bit. Well guys, what do you think? You should help me walk off the 3 tamales I had last night. I couldn't resist. But I think this should do it. A few seconds ago there were some people up at the top arch. I'm not so sure they're still there. Trail's definitely getting a little more rugged, but I'm up to it and I'm going ahead. Another wonderful arch called Wall Arch. That's okay, I don't mind a little commentary. Reminds me a little bit of climb at Monadnock. It's absolutely amazing how the wind carves out the rock. I guess as people go by, they'll put little stones in there. Miniature caves. Interestingly enough, you would think there would be birds nesting here, but I've yet to see a nest. Navajo Arch. Still Navajo Arch and its reflection. And still Navajo Canyon, Navajo Arch looking in the other direction. And some of its reflection. Ambitious photographer taking his tripod up there. You know, if I was 20 years younger, I guess I'd be photographing from there too. This is the grand view at Canyonlands, sunrise. Actually about 45 minutes into sunrise. I hope the haze filter works because there's quite a bit of haze here. And maybe it'll burn off in the morning, later on in the morning. Just magnificent. This is about a 1 mile trail in and 1 mile out, so it's a pretty short hike. Last night at Eddie McStiff's, I was talking with a guy who owned a bike shop, and he was telling me he just had 2 off-road bikers die from overhydrating with Gatorade. Kind of interesting. The Gatorade in excess upset their electrolyte balance, and they died from heart failure. You wouldn't think that that'd be possible out here, to overhydrate. Just went back up to the car because it was a little bit suspicious. There was one other car parked up there, a van, and I just wanted to make sure the guy wasn't going into my car. Anyway, I think the view's improving now as the sun gets a little higher in the sky. According to the chart, those roads down there were mining roads, probably used now by ATVs and mountain bikers or what have you. I guess now's as good a time to get in the video as possible. So I'll just do a little walk out here to the rim. About a half mile in now, heading toward the rim. It's a pretty easy hike. Temperature's about 73 degrees. Humidity's pretty low, probably in the 15-20% range. So it's good weather for hiking. Just for Jamie's benefit, I'm going to do a small section here without the width. Right now we have UV and the polarizing filter on. In a second I'm going to take it off and scan the same area just to show you the difference. Because this haze is, and this is the same scan without the polarizer and UV filter. I'm sure there's going to be a pretty big difference in the quality of the image. The bike shop guy I was talking to yesterday was telling me during this time of the year, if you're biking, you need 3 liters of water per hour. Since I'm walking, I'm planning on only about 2. But he said generally most people run out of water here. Another great vista. I believe that this mountain in the far distance that I'm going to zoom in on, this Bell Rock, is the one I photographed on the way in. That is into the park area. Well guys, this is pretty much the end of the trail. 1 mile trail in, and the only thing is, if you're a rock climber, you probably could go beyond here and certainly think about maybe rappelling down. I don't know. Looks real scary to me. Elevation's about 8,000 feet. So it's still pretty cool. Nice breeze. Maybe the microphone's picking that up. Everything up here is not red. There are some greenery, some yellow flowers. I'm going to sit here for about half hour, maybe 45 minutes. just sort of take all of this in. Okay guys, we're coming back out. Lighting's a little bit better. I'll just do a quick panorama here. What's your first name?
Alex.
Alex. Alex from Toronto is here with me. Shooting the breeze as we go back.
Okay, who am I taking a picture of?
The three of us.
Mesa Arch. And just in case anyone gets bored of riding bicycles, climbing, and hiking, the Colorado River is about 3 miles from my campsite. You can rent a raft, go down the Colorado, or if it's raging, you can go on a guided tour with someone who knows what they're doing. But right now the river's low, and you can drop some kayaks in the water. They are kayaking. A couple of kayakers on the Colorado. They seem to know what they're doing. Another nice view of the Colorado. There's a adventure resort off there, Red Rock Adventure Resort. Very peaceful. We hear the water just passing by. I just finished taking this still on this particular angle. It's nice to have the video as a backup, and of course I'm still on the Colorado. Just beautiful, peaceful. Guess I should have brought my lawn. Guess I should have brought my lawn chair. This is one peaceful and beautiful place right here. Again, it's the Colorado. A little hummingbird action. Just waiting to board my Colorado River cruise.
Ready to go?
I'm
You guys will see it on this side here, but the reason why we call that Poison Spider Arch is not because we have poison spiders. It's actually because this is on the Poison Spider Mesa. Actually, if you were to get an airplane and fly over this section right here, you notice that this whole area over here is all uplifted like the body of a spider with its legs coming up. And this whole wall that you see right here is one of the legs coming off of the spider, so you can imagine how big this spider would be if you were to fly over. Occasionally we get a lot of people that ride their mountain bikes, and there's also a four-wheel drive trail that starts downriver and comes up along the top of this cliff out past this arch here. Occasionally we actually watch the mountain bikers down here riding their bikes across the top of that arch from down here. I don't recommend it, but there's no laws that stop you. You guys are more than welcome to go try it too. There's a lot of people that rock climb up over the face of that. There's some people that actually get up inside of that. They put their hands on one side to watch other people do it. But there's also a four-wheel drive road that goes up this canyon right here. You can't see the road from here because it's over this first little ledge. But up that canyon there, that's what we call Long Canyon. Takes you out to Dead Horse Point State Park if you have a... So you guys will see it from the bottom. It's pretty spectacular. It's pretty amazing. If you haven't been out there, I highly recommend you go out to Dead Horse Point. Yeah. Most all of this is horned coral. It was actually a coral reef at one time, about 165 million years ago. It was under some type of salt water. All the way along through there. Normally it's like an orangish reddish color, but since the river gets up over the top of it, it stains it that whitish color because of all the hard minerals. And it amazes me that they'll stay there. They don't just fall off of there. In that scene, a lot of people thought that that movie was filmed in Arizona because when the girls are traveling along, they almost slide off of that cliff. In this area, we just have tons of trees. We can walk you for days and show you tree after tree, but this tree here was a conifer at one time. It was a pine tree. The geologists believe that these trees actually came from somewhere else. Their theory is that they believe they came from the ancestral Rockies, which were the Rocky Mountains. Before the Rocky Mountains, they believe that the tree actually got uprooted from those high, about halfway around with my arms. If some of you want to hike up there, there is a trail over there, but I'd like to show you some fossils. That one, I don't know why. I wonder if they think they're getting the pearls out of it.
No, just the oyster.
Just oyster.
Fossilized oysters. Cool. A few more samples of petrified rock.
That's just a piece of sandstone that just didn't get the iron, or could have had sand. Almost looks like a hang glider getting ready. But that little point, you could drive your car right out to there. It's 35 minutes from Moab and 35 minutes back on a paved road if you take the paved road out there. It's about how long it takes you if you drive straight there and straight back, which you'll probably do a few stops along the way, I'm guessing. But so it'll probably take you a little bit longer, but you can drive right out to that point. It's a little over 2,000. It's a 3-week-long period through September. And out of that, it's the first 3 Thursdays of September. We bring about 200 people down here by Jeffo. They all get off right here. They go up behind the trees right here. And we have a little natural symphony and opera up there behind the trees. Every year they at least bring down one baby grand piano down by Jeffo and haul it back up in there. What they come down here for is the acoustics. The sound is just unbelievable. You're like, yeah, right.
Dead Horse Point. The view at sunset. You can see pieces of the Colorado. Off in the distance, there's a rainstorm going on. Maybe we'll be lucky enough to get a little lightning in there. Setting sun. A little bit more from Dead Horse Point. According to the guy that we went on the river with, cowboys used to run the horses up here, herding the wild horses. They had nowhere to go because it's a cliff all the way around, so they were able to round them up in easy fashion. I think I'm coming back here at sunrise in the morning instead of to the Needles.
Light of Maine is the light of Maine. That was cool.
This is called the Needles of Canyonlands. Still at Canyonlands, close to the Needles. Just incredible structures. Nature can be an incredible artist. Look at this piece. Just do a 360 here of the Needles. And I believe that's Dead Horse Point where I was last night. I'm not 100% sure, or this may be Dead Horse Point right there. Well, I'm going to give this trail a try. I'll see how far we can make it. I've got about 2 liters of water with me and most of my camera equipment. Yep, still on the trail. This is a lot more challenging than others I've been on, but I'm going to keep going. This is why we hike. This is absolutely breathtaking. Temperatures about, when I left the cart, was getting close to 100. So water becomes very important. There's a little bit of altitude here. I believe 7,000. So the two combined, even though the trail's not too difficult at this point, makes it a pretty challenging hike. But we are getting closer to the Needles. Extraordinary landscape. Well, it's time to catch my breath, get a drink of water, maybe take another vista. Still hiking the Needles. There's the trail mark. I'm about 2 hours into it. 1 liter of water, and I'm thinking the temperature's over 100, but I don't know for sure. Feels like it. Unfortunately, these towers. I'm not in too much of the video because I always have to set up the tripod.
That's right.
Pain in the ass. The Needles. Yes.
Utah!
What are your names?
Alex and Barb.
Alex and Barb. Thanks for making this short video. Clip. The sky's great too.
Let's check
Spin
out
up
the skies.
clouds.
Utah blue skies. We got us a nice shady spot here.
Getting into this.
He's a paparazzi.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay guys, the end of the trail. There they are, the Needles. Actually, there is one trail that goes a little bit further, but it's very difficult. Requires quite a bit more climbing. You guys would really be into it. Quite a bit more climbing, ladders, some ropes that they have in place there. And there's some very narrow passages through the Needles.